Okay. And hopefully we're working. Uh-oh. I don't know if the microphone's working, so let me reset it. Bear with me, guys, while I'm resetting the microphone. And hey, Jordan. So, I'm sorry if out. So, should be popping. Okay, there we go. Back on. And so, before we get started, and today is the first drinking time with pals of the official holiday season. And you know what really makes the holiday season for most people is holiday carols. Just people singing and gathering together in the spirit of the holidays and song. And so I figured that we should have somebody sing us a song. And I was like, who is the best voice of music in our online community? And of course, I know, I don't even have to say it. Everybody knows. I don't even have to say the name. So without further ado, let's bring on Bird O' Prey 5 to sing us into the holiday spirit.
Yeah, couple of good old boys, never meaning no harm. Just something, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Making their way the only way they know how. That's just a little bit more than the law would allow. Turd is the word. Turd. I honestly, I'm not 100% sure how the song goes. That's the best I could get. I probably shouldn't have said that much. Yeah.
Yes. The classic. For those of you that don't know, that goes back a ways. That was actually recorded from one of Bird O' Prey 5 streams about 3 years ago. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. So please join me up here on the panel. The link is up there, and if you don't join me, then this is going to be a very short live stream. But I do want to raise my glass. Today I'm having some Jack Daniel's Down Home Punch. It's not half bad. And the but in honor of the fallen JJ Sith Lord, for those of you that haven't heard, a member of our community has recently passed away. Anyway, sad, but we shall move on. He will be missed. But unfortunately, while we will miss him, fortunately, life does indeed go on. All right. So, but unless somebody comes on, I ain't got nothing much to talk about other than hope that everybody had a good Thanksgiving last week and everything. And yes, Kronos, that was one of the classic super chats from back in the day. And what happened was when my son Joshua found out about what happened with the computer dying, he scrubbed his computer and found some of the old animations that he did and sent them to me. So there's that, and a couple of others that he sent me that I'm going to be working on restoring as time goes on. So that was kind of cool. But that one, man, that one just made me smile when no, when I saw it. Let's see. And let me check something right quick here. Recent events. Let's try.
I have got something better.
There we go. That's another classic from the past right there.
Joe_Biden $1. Why is this country so bad? If only you would have voted for me, it would be better. Next page. Oops, I read that again when I'm not supposed to. Can't wait for movie night number 22. Hail Karoga. End of speech.
And thank you, Joe. I think the reason we didn't see that a minute ago was because of the fact that it was on the other page. It was playing the Bird of Prey 5 animation when that came through. So yes, for those of you that don't know, that is another animation that is from a couple of years ago.
I have got something better.
Love that. So thank you, Joe Biden.
Joe_Biden $1. Why is this country so bad? If only you would have voted for me, it would be better. Next page. Oops, I read that again when I'm not supposed to. Can't wait for movie night number 22. Hail Karoga. End of speech.
And, you know, I got to say, Mr. Biden, President Biden, I do hope that movie night will come soon. It doesn't look like we're going to have movie night this week, but hopefully next week. And the President of the Federation is here. How you doing, Mr. President? As is Bird O' Prey 5, the singer himself. How you guys doing?
Hello, world.
Very good, thanks. Chaplain?
And how you guys, how you doing, Bird?
Yeah,
I know you were feeling a little rough this morning. How you feeling now?
it's one of those days.
Right, believe me, I understand.
Sorry to hear that, but
Oh, by the way, John, I know John DeMarco. If you're listening, I don't know if you're up to it, but can you, if you can, let's do it. Can we do an extra Board of Jeopardy this Friday, since it doesn't look like we're going to have movie night this Friday? If you're up to it. If you're not, I totally understand. But if you can do it, I'd love to get a little bit of extra Jeopardy in there. Yeah. Bird, what's going on, buddy?
Say a quick hello and apologies to people for earlier on my stream. I was out of it.
Oh, what happened?
No, I just didn't have a great day, and then I found out about JJ, Sith Lord, and I didn't even know what to do. I was just I was reading Twitter and had forgotten about my own stream I was on. So apologies to people. It kind of took me.
Right.
You know. But I am feeling better than I was. So,
good.
But it is now my bedtime, so I'm not going to be up long.
Well, that's like a couple hours past your bedtime.
It is past my bedtime, truth
I mean,
be told.
I'm surprised. Why? And I mean, because you usually don't stay up past the bedtime of the orphans, because you don't like to. I mean, you prefer to eat the orphans while they're awake.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, am I lying?
Okay.
Tell me if I'm lying.
I don't eat orphans.
Oh, okay. What do you eat?
Not a whole lot these days, unfortunately.
So, orphan entrails.
Anyway,
Funny.
have a wonderful evening,
All right, you take care of yourself, Bird.
everyone.
Before you go, Bud,
Yeah.
I'd just like to say to both you and Salty, I didn't know JJ, but I'm sorry for your loss. And it goes to both of you.
I'll be honest, I didn't know the man very well either, and
Yeah.
it's kind of one of the things that upsets me.
Yeah,
You
he
always
wasn't-
think you'll have time,
Right.
and you know.
I knew him, but I wouldn't say I was close with him. He was an early subscriber to the channel. At first, when I saw the tweet from LDG, I was like, who? And it took me a minute because it
I'll
was,
be honest, I was wrong. I thought he was someone else.
right.
Once I heard him and saw him, I was like, oh, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Bird. I heard all about how you thought it was J.J. Abrams.
He was
No,
hoping.
not J.J. Abrams. God. I did think it was. I thought they were talking about J.J. Abrams at first, but it's not what I meant. Never mind.
Jordan, JJ is or was a part of the community. He did live streams and stuff, and unfortunately he passed away recently. And so, he's just, unfortunately, we are now one fewer. And so, it happens, and it will happen from time to time, and as Yoda said, death is a natural part of life, and it will happen to all of us sooner or later. But and the longer that we are a part of this community, the more people that we know it's going to happen, and sooner or later, it's going to happen to someone we know well, and it's going to hit hard. Like a lot of us, like when Admiral Doom passed away, that hit a lot of us pretty hard. And when it just for some people like that are on the fringes of the community, you might not, if you don't know them very well, you're just like, oh shoot, someone you've heard the name, and you're like, oh, that's kind of sad. But then if it's somebody intimately well, you feel like, oh wow, and for me, JJ was more on the fringes of the community, but it makes me sad because I did know who he was, and it's like anybody that that I know in the community that passes away, it's like it hits you.
Yeah, because I knew JJ for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
I started off on live streams with JJ before I even started any of my own.
That's right. I remember that back in the day. Yeah.
We used to hang out over at Rosetta's and Moira's, and then the whole Name That Tune stuff over on Hanstars. It was JJ and Hanstar, me, and Chris Knight.
And Captain Trek has joined us. How you doing, Captain?
In shock.
Yeah. Did you know JJ fairly well?
Yeah, not as well as some, but yeah. Well, I'll just put it this way. I like to think of him being in the big Waffle House in the sky with his coffee. He was fairly well known for loving his Waffle House. So.
Oh,
Smoking
man,
his
I should have
smoking his
broken out
smoke.
the Waffle House animation that my son did.
Is a Waffle House like a fast food place with waffles instead of burgers?
Well, Waffle House is it's kind of oh, how do you describe a Waffle House? Um, it's the place that you go if you've got $1.98 in your pocket. It's 3 in the morning, and you really need a meal.
Okay. Mhm. And a waffle is another name for a pancake, correct? Or are they
Well, a
something
waffle is similar to a pancake, same ingredients but cooked differently. Where
different? Okay.
a pancake you put, like basically a pancake, you take the batter, you can throw it like on a flat iron or a flat surface and cook it, flip it over, cook the other side, and you're done. A waffle you put on a griddle so it has a texture to it.
Oh, okay.
So waffle is cooked so that it actually has a grid pattern to it.
Okay, that sounds yum. I'll have to see whether I can get some in New Zealand. So I know it's not common here, but maybe there's a specialty place I can find that does them.
It's like White Castle, only you don't puke afterwards, says Multi Gunman. Well,
White Castle never made me puke. It made it come out the other end. Yeah. And that's as far as I'm going to say it, because I'm going to be respectable on Salty's channel.
Good evening, everybody.
hey, Tim.
Hi.
How you guys
Come
doing
on.
today?
Yeah, hanging in there, all things considered.
I have got something
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, I've known JJ for about as long as I've been hanging out on,
Birdo pre $5
well, pretty much living in
Message me
LBG's
Cinnabon,
backstage.
I want those unicorn horns. Hail Karoga, good night.
And Bird
Yeah.
says, and thank you for the $1, Bird, and says that he wants the unicorn horns from Cinnabon, and good night. And take care, Bird. And I'm sure Cinnabon will be more than happy to send you the unicorn horns. For those of you that don't...
I've got a unicorn horn I could show, but I'll be respectful because of the content today.
Right.
Oh, now you know right off, JJ would not want us to be all dwelling and sad right now, because
Oh no.
why I made my little joke in the other chat stream about he went to extremes to get out of that challenge I put down on him and named that tune.
So White Castle is Deege's Taco Bell.
I like White Castle. What's wrong with
Yep.
White Castle? Everybody's hating on White Castle.
That's right, Josh. White Castle
And
is
Waffle
my
Houses.
Taco Bell.
To me, Waffle House is like a Perkins or a Denny's.
Really? You would put it at the same level as Denny's?
Well, we have Perkins,
Yeah.
which is a little bit better than a Denny's.
Definitely same level as Denny's.
I wouldn't even put... No. First of all, Denny's actually has a kitchen.
Are you sure?
I mean, look.
Are you sure?
I'm not saying it's a great kitchen, but it actually has a kitchen.
So does Waffle Houses.
Denny's actually has a separate room where they cook the food.
So
I'm
do
just
Waffle
happy that
House.
No,
there's
Waffle
Denny's
House
for
does
me.
it. Waffle House, they cook the food like 3 feet away from you.
Not the ones I've been in. They've had a separate kitchen.
I've
Is,
never been to a Waffle House where they had a separate kitchen.
Is
Well-
Denny's like a burger place?
You got to get out of Tennessee, dude.
Look, I have no intention on ever going to another Waffle House. So,
Salty,
yes.
I just want you to check the private chat. I don't want to say it out loud to encourage things, but I think you ought to be made aware of that.
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just want you to be aware of it because they've already hit one.
No worries.
No, Chief Cook. We're not talking about Wendy's.
Wendy's, you see, I mean, fast food. Man, you know, fast food, there used to be good fast food. Now there's just not.
There's only one good thing about fast food, and that's curly fries.
Yeah.
I quite like Subway for fast food.
Hey, I work at Subway. It's a great place.
Yeah, I like it. It's good.
Yeah, the only problem with that company is, you know, what they were doing for Jared.
We don't acknowledge that person that you're trying to refer to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, you may not know, but you know, certain members of management certainly did.
Oh, I know that I'm not allowed to say that I know.
I understand. Look, I do not want you to badmouth your company, so I
would never badmouth my company. I love my company, at least my franchise. Corporate could make a few better decisions,
I
but
don't know
my
what
franchise
you're
is pretty good.
referring to, so if someone wants to key me in, maybe they could let me know in private chat.
Well, without Tim having to get involved in the conversation, Subway's spokesperson Jared got in some trouble for being attracted to underage people. And then it was found out that certain members of the corporation were providing him with underage people.
Oh, I did. That's true.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
I never heard that part. I did hear he had a history of
that
certain things.
So
at least, though, when he went to prison, he did get his foot long.
Ooh, I like the background there, Salty. I was just watching that movie the other day.
Really, Godzilla versus Megalon?
Yeah, they're free on YouTube right now. All the Godzilla movies, all the Gamera movies. So I've been kind of on a Godzilla kick lately.
I've just been spending all my time working on the lightsaber battle.
The lightsaber battle? I haven't been around lately, so what are we talking about here?
Really? You're like the only person that, well, of course, never mind, it's you.
It's going to be epic.
No, it's going to be something. But yeah, I've been... So you know the classic Trek episode Day of the Dove? I assume.
Not by name.
Really? Of course not.
Dude, I don't know names. Okay, when you did your trivia, the worst thing for me is names. I don't know episode names for the shit. I know some of the more popular ones, but that's it.
Okay.
So, Day of the Dove.
Day of the Dove is the episode of the original series in which a energy monster turns all of the weapons aboard the Enterprise into swords.
Okay,
Good evening, boys.
Hey, how you doing, Kermit? And forces Klingons and the crew of the Enterprise to fight with swords.
Yep, because the energy monster is fueled by
it feeds off the hatred of everybody, and the best way to keep that hatred going is to keep them fighting with.
So what does this have to do with a lightsaber fight?
Well,
he's turning it into a lightsaber.
I have been painstakingly. For the last week and a half, I have been painstakingly turning the final fight between Kirk and Kang into a fight with lightsabers. So,
this is gonna be funny.
I'll show you. So here's
the Christ. I like your picture.
Thank you.
So here's I'm sharing the screen here of where the editor I'm using. So you can see there's Kirk and Kang duking it out here. And of course the tricky part is when the blades go behind somebody like that.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I just did, which I think is really, really silly, and
is that Matt's face?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, he has a thing for Matt's face.
Yeah, well, okay, so this is right at the end of the fight, and you can see, we all know what happens here, is Kirk, at the very end, in a epic show of defiance, throws his sword at the energy creature. I don't know if you remember that, but
this is the same episode that got Bird in bed.
What?
Giggity.
Oh yeah,
The fight earlier with Bird was fighting.
Oh yeah. This is the episode.
Yeah.
This poor guy.
Oh, I'll show you. Yeah, I did a little bit of work there
got
too.
Injured by a sword.
So check this out. I did a little bit of work here with Kirk.
Why didn't you put the background lights? The guy holding the sword down as a lightsaber in the background.
Really, you guys just can't be happy, can you?
I don't care either way.
Well, then stop telling me to do more.
I'm asking why you didn't.
Because this has already taken me weeks.
Weeks, yes.
Okay, that's fair enough.
All right.
And it takes all of his brain power to do like one blade. So he's got to rest for a week.
All right, so check this out. So watch as Kirk throws his blade at the energy creature. You ready for this?
Matthew in the head.
What's that?
Are you going to stab Matthew in the head?
Not exactly.
Really?
In fact, Matthew is going to cleverly dodge the blade. You ready? You watching?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Oh, that's cool.
Cute. Real cute.
Well played, good sir.
And then,
you know what'd be another funny one is if you could work that into George W. ducking the shoe, turn it into the sword.
You know what the really scary thing is?
What's that?
The way Matthew's face is lit up and everything else. He looks like he would be the grown-up version of that baby on the fucking Teletubbies.
Did you know they made they rebooted the Magic School Bus?
And I'm sorry for saying the F
right in the
word,
middle. There's Bird.
I'm sorry for saying the F word, but man, that just hit me right there. It looked like a grown-up version of the Teletubby baby.
It does. It really does.
Did you know they rebooted the Magic School Bus?
I did not hear that.
No, I hadn't heard that.
It's with her sister or some bullshit.
I
don't know. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I have no intention of watching Magic School Bus, so yeah. I didn't watch it the first time around, and I'm not going to watch it this time around.
Unfortunately, I saw plenty of Magic School Bus when my daughter was younger.
Now, I did start to work on Bird's Blade, too, so we got that right here. There we go. There's Bird's lightsaber blade.
So he's
How
got
come we didn't give him all lightsabers?
He's got a little sword.
Yeah, well, it's pink.
It's pink.
I don't
haven't given them all lightsabers yet.
Because I'm not going to spend the next 3 years doing this. That's why.
You know I'm teasing, mostly teasing you, right?
But
you
yeah,
know that, right?
As it is, just doing Kirk and Kang is a whole lot of work. I gotta say that, like, this is my favorite shot right here. Is this
Oh no, that's awesome.
That just looks so cool to me. And I haven't added all the sparks and the rest of the effects yet. That's I'm going to be working on it.
Is that going to take you another year?
No, I should have. Since I know we're not doing movie night this Friday, I should have this done by next Friday.
The key word is should.
Yeah. Well, I hope so, because then I need to move on to the Christmas special, which is going to be Feeders 2 Sleigh Bells and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
There's a new Santa movie coming out. It's called Santa Inc. And they're more than likely going to give the Santa role to a female elf.
Well, then it's not Santa.
No.
They're implying that there's been many Santas over the years.
Well, they can imply whatever they want. It's not Santa.
Oh, I know that.
Well,
I'm just telling you what they are doing.
Well, they can do that. Then
I believe it's a Seth Rogen production, or he's involved in some way.
No, if Seth wants to ruin himself, that's fine.
It kind of looks funny in a way.
That you know what, that kind of thing doesn't sound funny to me. It might
parts of it,
Nope, nothing about that sounds funny. It absolutely is unfunny to me because at this point it's overdone. It's like here when my wife and I were watching something. And before it came on, there was an ad for an upcoming movie. And it was like, an Amazon original movie or whatever, right?
Right.
And the ad was showing the struggles of this woman trying to deal with, whatever. And I looked at my wife and I was like, finally, just what we need, a movie that shows a woman, dealing with, becoming a success in a man's world. It's about time.
That hasn't happened a million times before.
Well, that's the point. It's the problem is that it's done so much now that it's actually would be shocking for them to not do it.
Yeah.
And
they should have a twist at the end where she fails.
But you see, that wouldn't be any fun. Here's the problem. I don't want to see a movie where, she's in a man's world and the men succeed and prevent her from succeeding. That's not what I want to see.
No, her own ineptitude.
Yeah, the point is just that I don't necessarily need to see over-the-top male chauvinism and then her triumphing over that.
Because her own ineptitude makes her fail.
I don't need that either because that's just not entertaining to me. What I'd like, what I'd rather see is a balanced story. And hey, guess what? You can have a male main character again. It's okay. It's not the end of the world if you have an occasional male main character again. You don't have to make every movie have a male main character, but you can do it every now and then. I'm not gonna cry about it. I really won't. I will say
I'm worrying about it.
Why
don't they just make a movie? Make a movie. Who cares what character it is?
Right?
Yeah.
Like this
Stop worrying about this nonsense.
Like the show Heartland. That's a female main character.
I have not seen it.
No.
And she goes through all sorts of tribulations and trials.
And don't get me wrong, if I see a movie, if a movie has a female lead, it doesn't bother me. I don't see that as a negative. But,
neither do I.
Right, but and so like I know that some people rolled their eyes when they saw the trailers for the new Hawkeye, because of course there's a female Hawkeye kind of thing. However, when you watch
because I knew it was going to happen.
Well, but the funny thing about it though, Tim. It's actually surprisingly good, and the female Hawkeye.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And the female Hawkeye is not overshadowing Hawkeye.
Oh, dude, she
not
makes
yet,
many mistakes.
Right,
she screws up so much in that show.
But she also offers something that he doesn't. Like she's teaching him the value of, hey, maybe you do need to be kind of flashy and show off a little bit like the other Avengers. And so she is actually teaching him a thing or two, but what she's not going to teach him about is archery.
Yeah,
he already knows that.
Well, no, I mean, like she's good. She's very, very good, but she's not at his level.
He has an unnatural talent for it.
Right.
Doesn't his daughter also become Hawkeye in comics for a minute?
I don't read the. Here's the thing about comics.
No.
I stopped reading comics around 1986, so I don't know, and I don't care. So
I think that's the case. She was there for a hot minute.
Well, like I said, I don't care. But
I'm sure they've done pretty much everything in the comics.
But the comics,
at least once.
The comics did and this became a problem in the comics because in the comics, the stupid thing about the comics is that doing this stuff in the comics is completely unnecessary. Because in the comics, guess what? You can have the same characters be those characters indefinitely. You can have Peter Parker be a teenager for 50 years. It's okay because they're comic book
Although I
characters.
don't think they did.
You can have Bart Simpson be in the same grade and at the same age.
Kermit, I'm not saying they did. I'm saying you can. And that's the stupid thing, is that they keep changing it up like they need to, but that's stupid. They don't need to. But in the movies, it makes more sense because in the movies the actors actually age out of the role, and so they do need to replace them.
Don't they have I was gonna say, don't they do focus groups for comics sometimes too?
No, are you kidding?
Oh, actually, they probably do.
If they did focus groups of their actual readers, they wouldn't do anything like what they've done.
Oh, that's not the focus groups they're doing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Salty.
They do
I
focus
don't know why
groups.
I assume that.
They have what's called a bullpen. The bullpen is basically their writer's room, and they sit around and decide what they want to do based on their own agendas. And it has nothing to do with what their readers want. And
well, sometimes it does.
No, it does not.
Mm-mm.
No, it hasn't for good 20 years or so.
Yeah,
back in the day.
Back in the day, like during the Stan Lee, Ditko years and stuff like that, they had an idea of what the fans wanted, but in the modern era, they have they really do. They're kind of what people think that Hollywood is. They have their agenda that they want to push, and so they keep pushing this idea. Like they want to make Captain Marvel the poster child of Marvel Comics, and when really the poster child of Marvel Comics for the longest time has been Spider-Man. And so Spider-Man is the natural central character of Marvel, but they want to make it Captain Marvel because Captain Marvel is a feminist icon in their mind, but nobody cares about Captain Marvel. She's a boring character.
So it's just
Thanks for explaining this to me.
Yeah, no problem. What's that, Mr. President?
I think I knew parts of it. You know what I mean?
Hold on, Kermit. What's that, Mr. President?
So would you say there's parallels between how the comic books creators treat their fans and the way that Discovery produces they care about what the new fans want, but they don't care about what the legacy fans.
The answer is yes.
I would say that Discovery is more in line with how Marvel Comics sees things.
We're looking at an era of entertainment where they don't care. They openly don't care about fandom. They think fandom is bad. They think that people
we need to be replaced.
They think people like us who cherish the things that have come before aren't necessary.
Well, here's the problem, though. As far as I think the difference, Tim, is hold on a minute, Kermit. I think that the difference is that in comics, comics are a dying industry, and the reason comics have been dying for a while, and the funny thing is that you can measure the way the comics have been dying is that the further comics have strayed from their roots of being the good versus evil, good guys, bad guys, heroes and villains, and they've strayed into, good guys are becoming more dark and edgy, and, bad guys are becoming more just misunderstood. And the sales have just steadily declined, and they've tried to make comics more for adults. And people say, well, that's what we want because, their audience has aged. No, because you know what? New kids are being born. You're supposed to be trying to get new audience members, but they didn't. They just tried to.
I don't think the dark and edgy thing is what really is.
No, I absolutely do, because that's you can see the direct.
It's not the only factor. It's a factor.
When I picked up, the last time I looked at comics at my comic store, I picked up Miss Marvel. Okay, Miss Marvel. Now we're looking at a Marvel comic. You're thinking superheroes, right?
Right.
I want to look at a comic. I want to see a superhero fighting supervillains. When I open Miss Marvel, I don't see superhero fighting supervillains. I see a high school girl,
right?
Having
because that's
social problems in her high school.
Oh, heroes fighting villains is long gone. That's been gone for a generation.
It's not even about. It's not even about. I don't think the darker aspects is what did it. I mean,
well,
it was definitely a change.
Here's the thing:
the darker aspects was the cause.
Guys, hold on. So the darker aspects began this downward trend. Because what they started to do is they were trying to make more adult content. They were trying and they were trying to make it more graphic. They were trying to make it, they basically they were saying, screw the kids. We're making this for the older people as they get older. And so we're going to start making harsher language. We're going to start killing characters. We're going to start doing all this stuff. And as they did this, they then started making, well, you know what? It's not just about beating people up. We need to make this about adult problems. And so now they start, and so we got to make these characters evolve into more real issues and stuff. And so let's get them involved in politics, and let's get them involved in all this other stuff. And so it's just a natural evolutionary process that they've taken from first they start making them more gritty, sales start declining. Now let's start making them more political, sales decline even more. Hey, let's make them all a bunch of feminists, sales decline even more. Hey, let's make it so that they're all just a bunch of women sitting around the cafe complaining about their periods. Sales are now completely gone. Right? Yeah. And so it basically they've destroyed the industry. Now, fortunately, Marvel Studios isn't that stupid, at least so far. A lot of people think they are. No, I know everybody thinks they're on the. Everybody says, "Oh no, their next movie, it's the MCU, it's all going." But every single thing I see, it's like I see Shang-Chi, good movie. I see Hawkeye, good show. I watched Loki,
I have to disagree with you about Shang-Chi.
Well, you can disagree all you want, but it's a good movie. I mean, it was
okay. But it wasn't. It didn't stand out to me, but it was okay.
But the you know what the biggest problem with Shang-Chi was the fact that it came out in the season that it did. If COVID hadn't have happened, and Shang-Chi just came out if Shang-Chi came out in a season just in between a couple of standard Marvel movies, it would have made a standard Marvel movie kind of income. The problem is that it came out at a time when the movie industry is depressed. And
we will find that out next month though when Spider-Man comes out.
Oh, Spider-Man I think is going to be is going to make some serious money. I don't think there's any way that Spider-Man fails.
I haven't even seen the last Spider-Man yet.
Well,
I really got to catch up.
Dude, you do. and
he's still watching. Tim's still watching the Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man. Let's put it that way.
The what? The what? And the what?
Nicholas Hammond. 70s.
Yeah, Nicholas Hammond's 70s Spider-Man.
I missed that. I don't want to go there.
Dude,
TV show.
Have you seen the trailers for the new Spider-Man?
No, I don't. Wait, have I?
I've seen one of them.
I can't remember.
Tim.
They've got
I'll have to look at it again. I think I might have.
Wow.
It's not jumping out at me though.
I don't know how to.
If
I
it's not
watched
jumping
the
out at you,
Spider-Man
you are a
movies
freaking idiot.
well after they came out.
Well, I'm a freaking idiot anyways, so
Well, that's true.
whatever.
At least you admit it. At least you admit it. I have to say, and honestly, if COVID hadn't happened, I guarantee you that this Spider-Man movie would be a $2 billion film from what we're seeing of it. Especially, and I'm sorry, guys, I'm gonna drop a major spoiler right now from
Go for it.
From Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Sorry, I gotta do it. So if you haven't seen it and you care, cover your ears. Because at the end of Venom: Let There Be Carnage, we find out that Venom is going to be in Spider-Man.
Yeah, I heard that.
And holy crap, it's going to be freaking epic. And so, yeah, so Tim, in this new Spider-Man movie, it's a multiversal crazed adventure where we're going to have Spider-Man facing off with Electro from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay, I do remember seeing
Lizard from Amazing
when
Spider-Man.
I saw this, and this is really funny. It was Anzo's stream, and it was him, Danny, JJ, Chris Knight, and all them were getting together. They were going to watch the trailer, and the first thing Anzo nabs is the wrong trailer. And the whole chat kind of exploded on him. They're like, we're not. Wait, we're seeing stuff that's from other movies. This doesn't look right. And after they're all like, oh wow, this was great, and then they realized that it was the wrong trailer. They're like, oh man. Then they play the right one. So I did actually see it. I just don't remember what it was. But when they played the other trailer, they're like, man, can we have the other trailer back? Can that one be the right one?
They are.
I have got something better.
They are bringing in just about every villain so far.
True_fandom_menace $1. BS.
Doesn't
Kathleen
Spider-Man
Kennedy is
have a
destroying
large
the
rogue
MCU.
gallery?
You are all shills.
Oh, he does.
Hashtag Doomcock is always right.
And thank you, the Fandom Menace, the true Fandom Menace donated $1. Says, BS, Kathleen Kennedy is destroying the MCU. You're all shills. Hashtag Doomcock is always right.
Kathleen Kennedy doesn't have anything to do with Marvel.
That was a joke. But yeah, so the
and I don't care about Kathleen Kennedy anymore.
But Kermit, it was just a joke. So yeah, we've got what we've got confirmed so far in this movie is Sandman, Lizard, Electro, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Venom, and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. And so this is a massive, and most of these characters from different universes.
The trailer was actually really weird.
Yeah.
Are they bringing back the same guy that played Doc Ock from the?
Yes, from Spider-Man 2. And what they said in the trailer, and Doctor Strange says this, is that all these people, well, most of them, of course, they don't know all of them, but that most of these people, they died fighting Spider-Man. And so Spider-Man now has to basically send them back to their respective universes so they can die. And so Spider-Man's like, whoa, wait a minute, I can't do that. And so it's like a kind of a messed up thing, because if he sends them back to their respective universes, they immediately die.
Well, the funny part in the trailer is
he didn't
when
actually
Doctor
say
Strange,
immediately.
when you got Doctor Strange, Doc Ock, and Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange looks, you know who Peter Parker or Spider-Man is, yes. And he goes, Peter Parker, and he points over it. That's not him.
Right. Because Doc Ock thinks Peter Parker looks like Tobey Maguire. And then there's another part of the trailer, which I do think it's funny. It's like, where they captured Doc Ock, and Peter's like, okay, so what's your real name? And he's like, Otto Octavius. And they're all like, no, really, what's your real name?
Wow.
So, but it looks like it's gonna be it's gonna be a blast.
And
I'm not sure I'm
two-
going to see it.
Well,
the two
I'm gonna
unconfirmed
see
will
it
be-
for sure.
Cool.
And everybody still thinks Maguire and Garfield will be in it too as Spider-Man also.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised because with the amount of firepower the bad guys have on their side, because because we don't know for sure if Venom is going to fight in this, even if Venom fights with Spider-Man, that the two of them couldn't take on all of them.
Well, the breakdowns I've seen for these trailers and stuff, they all think Doc Ock's going to side with Spider-Man in this one.
See, I don't know. I mean, Doc Ock is the most reasonable of them, and he always had a thing for Peter. But yeah, I mean,
giggity thing. We're a
Because if
friendly.
you watch-
wow, Kermit, that's
Wow.
Sorry.
I didn't
If you
go
watch-
there. I wouldn't. Wow.
If you watch that one trailer, you
Even
see
I
Doc
didn't
Ock
go there.
getting blown out of the building from Electro's blast.
Phrasing.
yeah.
Phrasing.
Who's playing Electro?
Sorry
It's
about that.
it's all the original actors, so it's
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is playing Electro. in
Yeah.
this one.
Nice.
Cool.
Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
yeah,
then
yeah.
Salty and
That's
everyone
all right.
else.
But yeah, and so
Oh.
they got everybody that
The only
played.
person I don't see reprising the original role is Hayden Church for Sandman.
I thought they said Hayden Church was returning.
I haven't heard anything that
I can look
they
it up
show
if you
Sandman,
care.
Well, the problem is that even like if
Or I can
IMDb
try.
says that that's not official, but all we've really seen is a big face
All right,
in
I
the
won't
sand.
try then.
Yeah, but regardless, it's Sandman. We know Sandman's there. We've also seen that face, that maskless goblin, but we don't know for sure which is that Willem Dafoe or another goblin.
Well, there's rumors that there's the Hobgoblin in this one too.
Right.
What's the difference?
Hobgoblin is actually a completely different villain than Green Goblin.
No, but what makes them different?
They're different.
besides their
They're different
name?
people. They're completely different villains.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's just that's the
Isn't,
difference. They're not.
Hobgoblin. Isn't he? What's his face's son?
No, in the
Brain farting.
I'm trying to remember. No. Harry Osborn
Harry Osborn.
in
There you
the movies. Harry Osborn is just like Green Goblin 2. But in the and I don't know in the comics if Harry Osborn ever took on the mantle of Green Goblin or not. But Hobgoblin
did
was
at some
not
point.
an Osborn, I don't believe.
Okay.
I'm sure it happened at some point.
Well, I was remembering like the I used to love watching the old what was it 90s 2000 cartoon on Fox, and I seem to recall Hobgoblin and Green Goblin kind of trucking around together in a couple episodes.
Yeah, Hobgoblin's alter ego is Ned Leeds.
Okay.
So
How did Spider-Man wrong him?
He's not a Osborn.
How did
Okay.
Spider-Man wrong him?
And Ned, of course, is Spidey's best friend, the Fat Kid. That kid, that's Hobgoblin.
Oh,
Really?
Now- right.
Wow.
So, which would be interesting if they had like a skinny version of him that's Hobgoblin.
how did Spider-Man wrong him?
I don't know. It says, in the comic books, Ned was a good person Peter trusted, but his life changed for the worse when he discovered the hideout for the real villain, Hobgoblin Robert Kingsley, Nenes took some of the fall for his crimes. Kingsley captured Ned and managed to brainwash him into thinking he was the Hobgoblin. So he brainwashed him.
That's pretty good, guys. My Kira's gonna
And
be
Chief Cook points out in the first trailer we did see Rhino briefly too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was it that stupid mechanical rhino?
I think so.
I would laugh so hard if they show him in one shot like they did in Amazing Spider-Man 2. If they just like have him in one shot in the movie, like just to like complete the whole stupid tease.
See you guys. We've got to go.
I'm
good
gonna
one,
put
Mr.
about
President.
two. I gotta see how LDG's doing. He took JJ's death kind of hard.
All right.
So I'm gonna go back to his stream. So I'll see you guys later.
All right, Tim. Have a good one. And yeah, I haven't heard about if Vulture was going to be in this or not, Chief. As far as...
I'm very ignorant in the comics. That's why I asked.
See,
All this stuff.
I haven't heard anything about Vulture being in this one since Michael Keaton's a little bit busy filming that Batman Flash thing. So
yeah, I haven't heard anything on Vulture or Scorpion or anything like that. I would love to see them. I do like the fact that we got classic J. Jonah Jameson back. So that'll be fun. And I like in one of those little short trailers where J. Jonah Jameson sees a lizard and he goes, "What is that, a dinosaur?" You know.
Yeah.
So I think that it's unfortunate with the COVID, but I do think that Spider-Man would definitely be a $2 billion film if not for COVID. As it is, I think it's still going to do pretty darn well.
Think it'll still make it.
Agree.
I think it'll still break $1 billion. Hey Harry, how you doing?
Oh, mean, fat, and spiteful, and as time passes, leaning more towards vengeful.
Why are you leaning towards vengeful?
I'm here.
If you knew my background, you probably would understand why it's leaning towards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, you don't have to apologize.
Nope.
What's this about JJ? Did
He passed
JJ
away.
pass away?
Yeah.
Yeah, JJ passed away. Apparently Friday.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So it's been a while.
Yeah, I just found
It
out
still
today.
doesn't take away from the hurt.
We're just finding it out all today.
Yeah.
Yep.
It still doesn't take away from the hurt.
Nope. It doesn't.
I lost relatives before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know him well?
Not really.
No, I was talking to Harry.
No, I didn't really know JJ that well. I knew more of the TOS era individuals than JJ.
No, this was JJ, not JJ Abrams.
The YouTuber.
Yeah, this is the YouTuber JJ.
He used to go by Sith Lord.
No,
So this was a YouTuber that passed away.
well, condolences.
Yeah, not JJ Abrams. I wouldn't.
There, Bird, if you're watching the replay, you're not the only one that thought it was Abrams.
Yeah.
You should feel better.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm older than all of you folks. Give me a break.
Not by much.
Oh, let's see here. I'm 75, so
I still think you're lying about that.
You've only got a quarter of a century on me, Harry. That's all.
there you go. Only a quarter of a century. Wow, would you like to twist that knife there?
Hey, it sounds better though when you say it's only a quarter.
But you know what? Here's the thing about that, though, Harry, is that, and this is speaking as a person who worked as a customer service supervisor for Verizon for a number of years and dealing with people who had technical issues with their cell phones and stuff like that. You are so ahead of the curve just being able to come onto a live stream at your age.
True.
Oh,
I mean,
what I could do with a computer would make you really hate me.
No. The fact that you're sitting here having this conversation right now means you're in the top tier, buddy. Because most 70-year-olds, you try to get them on a live stream and it's game over. So,
From what I can see, you look really good if you're 70.
I'm 75.
Yeah, hell,
You look
Harry,
really good for 75.
you
As
look
far as I
younger
can
than me.
see.
Oh, I could get closer, but I don't want to break my camera.
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you, you look good for 75. As far as I can see.
Mm.
and
So
he's got
why
that
are
awesome
you
beard.
called Kermit the Frog?
He's not. He's just
Because
Kermit Frog.
I'm not wearing my glasses, so all I saw.
It's Kermit Frog, not Kermit the Frog.
Yes.
Oh.
It's a legally distinct version, you see. No copyright infringement.
Mulțumesc. Mulțumesc is thank you in Romanian.
You live in Romania?
I did.
I went to.
Had to kill my family, so I moved here. Actually, I defected here.
I didn't know you were
Did your
Romanian.
family? Is your family? Did all your family move?
No,
No.
not many of my family survived.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, blame Ceausescu and the communists.
I went to England for a week.
Just say,
Which
man,
part of
you
England?
have some. You know, Harry, and absolutely serious here. Have you talked to Professor Brainy Specs? He's in the chat right now. He and another friend, Rambling Canuck, have a channel called History with R&R. And you should.
I subscribe to that.
Yeah, you should seriously, if you can, spend some time on that channel with them. Talk about your years behind the Iron Curtain.
Oh yeah.
Because the whole point of their channel is to gather anecdotes and stuff of from a personal perspective to gather history. And I don't know if you'd be willing to do that, but I'm sure you've got some incredible stories to tell.
Yeah, some would say that.
Well, you might not think it's all that incredible, but you know what? To people on this side of the Iron Curtain, it would be. And
But to answer your question, Harry, I went to London.
So why did you go to London, if I might be so inquisitive?
Oh, family vacation.
Oh, okay.
My parents and my grandparents went. We went to one of the things we went to was the English Museum.
They have a lot of good museums there, depending upon your interest.
It was a British museum.
Did you get to board the Victory?
No.
Well, that's that. See, because the U.S.'s Constitution is one of the oldest serving active ships.
We went to we went to Buckingham Palace. And apparently, I didn't try this, but apparently there's open Wi-Fi there. We had a fun week.
Now that's the way to do it. A whole week at a time.
Yeah, we
We
wrapping
went.
up soon.
We went to Oxford.
The university or
The town.
Oh, okay.
We ate in a little hole in the wall, and I mean, it was down an alley. But apparently, when they were filming the Harry Potter films, a lot of the cast went there to eat.
Well, usually it's better than cafeteria food. Trust me.
And then they have famous quotes around the place of famous people that's been there.
Oh, like don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you?
I didn't see that.
Okay. Gotta check out a one of you. Because you probably
They had several George Bush quotes.
Oh, no, I kind of like the one Harry just gave.
Oh, yeah.
And then they were telling a practical joke about a practical joke in years past. There were two colleges right next to each other, like two of the schools, and they didn't like each other for whatever reason. So they got like 3 goats, and they painted 1, 2, and 4, lowered them on to the grounds, and then they ate everything, all the grass and stuff. So they caught 1 and 2 and 4, and they spent all night looking for 3 that never existed.
Deej is going through an assortment of face changes there for some reason.
Yeah, I think you never know. You know, farm life drive you crazy.
We also got to see the tavern that that Tolkien rode in, that hung out in.
Well, that sounds pretty cool.
I mean, we didn't go in. We just stood out the door.
You didn't get to go in.
No.
And yeah, Tom, sounds like they stole Yosef's goats.
Now, Yosef, is he Czech or is he Serbian?
He's Slovakian.
Oh, Slovak. Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
The reason why I asked that is because one of you probably ran. Maybe not. Okay. They have a great uncle, Yosef, and he's Czech. I want to make that up.
I also went to Germany a few years back.
Oh, wie geht es Ihnen, mein Herr? Du sprechen, verstehen Sie Deutsch? Nicht sprechen, nicht verstehen?
I don't know anything you're saying. Sorry.
Asking, well...
You were asking if he speaks German.
Spoke German.
Yep.
I don't understand a word you're saying.
Come get me Dinah.
Okay, I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't see anything, guys.
That's good.
Hey,
sometimes.
You know, you have to realize that. Oh, wait a second. It's right here. Okay.
My dad and brother had to work. My dad and brother had to work all summer, so I got to spend 2 months in Germany.
Oh, how would you like Germany? And which part of Germany?
Munich.
Munich, yes.
I got to hint when we went to the Munich Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely loved it there.
Mm-hmm. So, because Munich, their German is a little softer.
And every weekend, we went somewhere.
Mm.
We went to Austria one weekend. Got to hang out in where Mozart was born.
You sound almost like me. That is until I stopped being in the military. Then I stopped traveling. Coincidence? I think not.
Nope. You're right.
My brother and his wife were stationed in China.
Oh.
Well, I've
For
never
a
been
year.
I've never been out of the country, so thank you for making
Same
me
here.
Yeah, Ma.
So
I don't speak any other language but English.
Oh, okay. Well,
All right, Kurt.
I would say I only speak horrible English and slang and worse English still.
Well, Harry, you're doing a pretty good job there with some German and I don't know what how many
Mandarin.
how many languages do you speak, Harry?
At one time, I spoke 35 languages before I came here.
Were you a translator?
No, basically, as I used to say, when I came to this wonderful country, I spoke 35 languages. Guess what my job was when I joined your army? And go, translator? Go, no, they handed me a rifle like everyone else. This was during the 60s. I want you to envision prior military service, although it wasn't called the 61st Mountaineering Division at the time. It didn't become that until later. That's kind of mountaineering troops in Romania is different than mountaineering troops down here. And then you see the other one is 803rd Motorized Rifle Regiment, which is the 3rd Shock Army, the 12th Guards. So, yeah. Drill started looking at me and said, "You're kidding me, right?" So I started speaking Russian to him. He didn't like what I said because he understood Polish and Russian.
That's not good.
Well, I said, well, he said he didn't say Chavez.
That's a swear word?
Chavez is not a swear word. It means I will kill you.
Oh.
Well, not a nice thing to say.
No, not especially to a guy who has a bunch of other people around him. But they used to pick on me mercilessly. I was the only one who wore glasses.
Well, I will never pick a fight with you, Harry. That is for sure.
But I enjoyed my time in both countries.
Well, that's good to hear because
we also went to a beer garden.
Biergarten, ja, das ist richtig. Ich verstehe.
What? I only understand the first two words.
Das ist
Beer
richtig.
garden?
That is correct. Sehr gut is very good.
Man, I don't. The Kermit, come on.
Sorry.
It's okay. I know you can keep going all night, but I need to cut you off because I need. My wife is sitting there going, "All right. You need to wrap this up." And I know Chief Cook hasn't even had a chance to say hi, and I'm trying to wrap things up.
I just want to say hi to Pepper Trekker.
Yeah, she's already turned her back and left the room going. But I will tell her you said hi. She still loves bunnies. But Harry, you've got to get on History with R&R, man. You absolutely need to do that. I think
I would talk to you after this is over, Harry.
But Harry, I'm absolutely serious. I want you to get in touch with the guys over there because I think that for posterity, getting on a couple of their streams, getting your stories out there, I think would be worth doing, man. And you've got, first of all, I mean, I know that look, you've got 75 years of experience on this planet, and those 75 years we need to value, and we need to remember, and we need to cherish, because look at what happened with our comrade in the community, JJ. He's just gone now, and how many of his stories are just lost? And I don't want that to happen with you or anybody else. And that's the beauty of platforms like YouTube. As much as I gripe and complain about Google and stuff, and I probably will until the day I die, the beauty of platforms like Google and stuff is that once we get it out there, it's out there. It's saved. It's on the internet, and so we can, unlike generations past, we can keep our stories saved for the next generation, unless, of course, we completely wipe out the internet or something. And John DeMarco just put a link to the channel History with R&R in the chat. You should check that out, Harry, if you want to check out their channel.
Well, see, because I'm right now on SteamYards, and because it would echo back, which is why I'm not watching via YouTube.
Well, here, I will copy that link and put it in the StreamYards chat then.
Oh.
And that way you can see it in there.
Hey guys, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes, sir.
Do me a favor, give your wife a big hug and tell her thank you for loving me.
Absolutely.
Because that's always rare when you find a good woman.
You know what? I am very fortunate. I've known her since 1987, and hopefully I'll
stalk her.
Yes, I stalked her since 1987, and I will continue to stalk her as long as I am able. Yes.
Some of us remember the stories.
Yes, indeed. That's a story I'm very proud of.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me?
Yes, Chief. Although I'm getting ready to wrap up. So what do you got to say, buddy? Before I shut.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, in the movie, Daredevil's in the movie, Vulture's in the movie, but they all small cameos. So it's not no big cameo. I mean, a big one.
Well, now where are you hearing this? Is this like rumor stuff that you're hearing, or where are you hearing this stuff? And where is that music?
I'm not playing music in the back. Okay.
Oh, well, basically I went and subscribed / followed the link that you said. That way they'll see that I...
Cool.
I didn't know that it was going to happen.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. That's there.
Copa mea, maxi copa.
All right, guys. So I do need to wrap it up because it is getting late. But thank you all that have been here. Daniel, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to talk, but I do need to get going. And I see you in backstage number 1, but I'm seriously just trying to wrap things up. And
I forgot one last thing, that JJ brother is streaming right now. So
okay.
Brother.
Do you have the link to that stream?
It's Sith Lord's stream.
It's on Sith Lord's. Well, if you have the link, put it in the private chat, and I'll put it in the general chat.
All right. And have a good guys. Thank you, Salty. Sorry, came out late for that. Let's not say that it already in the movie, but it's a small cameo.
Cool.
Especially Daredevil, so he's not no big thing.
Oh, it's good they're putting him in the MCU.
Yeah. Vulture's in.
Oh, they announced the Spider-Man 4 today.
Already? So he
Yeah,
says,
they're gonna do 3 more movies in the MCU.
okay. So what's next after that? I mean, well, besides
Doctor
Strange.
Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
All right, girl, let's not stretch it out. Come on, the wife is waiting for me. You got that link
All right,
for
people. All right.
me? You
Well,
got.
all I found is Jason Lee Tucker's doing a JJ stream titled "Rip My Brother" because they were like brothers online, not real brothers.
Okay.
That's the only stream I see going
Yeah,
on right now.
that's him.
You can you put the link in the chat there, then,
Yeah,
Deej?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
I'll get it in there.
All right, thanks, buddy. All right, so Deej is going to put the link in the chat for you guys. Go show some support for JJ. And
Yeah,
so,
right now it's Jason Lee and Jedi Bill up there, and
all right,
you in the chat.
so go show them some love, and guys, take care of yourselves. And remember that, you know what, tomorrow's not guaranteed. So, you know, live like tomorrow's not guaranteed. And thank you, Harry. Thank you, Deej. Thank you, Daniel, Chief, and everybody else that was hanging out. And
Right,
live long and prosper to everybody. And have a
true.
wonderful rest of your whatever time zone it is for you. And yeah, I never have a good sign off. So
True, long, true, everybody.
there you go.
All right.
Wow.
Everybody.